he can't continue to get away with stepping into the ring against strikers for the UFC, basketball players, unknown boxers that punch like pillows.
I'm not underestimating Paul, but he don't have a long experience of boxing.
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
Yeah, I'm getting some new scans here in a couple of days of the jaw. We'll see what my doctors say. Can I even fight again? That is definitely in the realm and possibilities of things. It does feel a lot better.
The boxing world is going in on Jake Paul after news of his jaw surgery sparked talks that his career might already be over. And instead of sympathy, critics are using this moment to question everything about his run in boxing. Now, with retirement rumors heating up, the debate has turned into whether Jake was ever truly built for the sport in the first place.
Dr. Arman, shout out to Arman, but he doesn't want me to fight again.
Wow, so that's on the table. Your fighting future is somewhat in doubt.
Yeah. No, most definitely. I think it just depends on how the bone heals. And then also there's a tooth missing here. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get an implanted tooth of some sort. I don't know how much time that's gonna add to things. We just have to figure out what the smartest thing is for me.
Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back at all when Jake Paul's boxing career came up during the discussion. He basically questioned whether Jake had really proven himself against the kind of opponents that could expose his weaknesses inside the ring. And after the shocking jaw surgery news started spreading online, the criticism around Jake Paul instantly got even louder. So I understand that we may not know fighters, but I'm saying you're fighting guys who are clearly not boxers. And then Floyd Mayweather also weighed in on Jake Paul's boxing run. And he made it pretty clear that he still doesn't view Jake as somebody who has truly been tested inside the ring yet. According to Floyd, there's a huge difference between creating big events and surviving against experienced fighters who know how to punish mistakes. And now with Jake Paul dealing with serious jaw surgery rumors, a lot of fans are starting to wonder if reality is finally catching up to him.
I understand that we may not know fighters, but I'm saying you're fighting guys who are clearly not boxers.
Meanwhile, Dana White also took shots at Jake Paul while talking about the type of opponents he keeps choosing for his fights. Dana basically hinted that Jake's entire boxing image is built around carefully controlled matchups instead of proving himself against dangerous competition. And now, after the jaw surgery drama started exploding online, even more people in combat sports are questioning whether Jake Paul's boxing run was ever sustainable in the first place.
Jake Paul, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad. He fights a real fighter that can really fight. It's not going to be that good.
Does he have the ability, with what you've seen, to continue to mold himself into somebody who can actually? He told me before his goal is to fight Canelo, so that's where his mindset's at.
He get fucked up by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry, it's TMZ.
You can curse.
I apologize, but
no apologize.
There's no way he get demolished. But for what he's doing, as long as they keep getting YouTubers and keep putting them in there with MMA guys,
yeah,
that's kind of over the hill, he's gonna continue to shine. So I'm proud of him. I'm not really upset. Even it was so crazy. I remember just a while back, his brother was like, "Oh, I didn't get paid. It was just like I said before."
And then Eddie Hearn also gave his honest opinion on Jake Paul's future in boxing. And while he admitted Jake has improved a lot, he still sounded very doubtful about how far this journey can actually go. According to Eddie, there's a massive difference between building hype online and surviving against elite-level fighters who've spent their whole lives in the sport. And with Jake now dealing with major jaw surgery rumors, even more people are starting to question whether he was ever truly ready for real championship-level competition.
He fights older people that are smaller. It's all the same shit. And listen, the kid's doing his thing, but he lies about all this stuff these media guys, the websites that cover it, and Jake Paul himself is trying to stay relevant and trying to get attention.
But he is doing
That's
a
what
good job.
they're
He is
both
doing a
trying
good
to
job.
do.
He's getting paid. He is going to do.
Yeah.
Jake Paul's doing his thing. He's out there. He went out and lied and said that I said I would sign Mike Perry if he beat him. I've been trying to assassinate him. You haven't heard me say shit about Jake Paul. And the only time I ever talk about Jake Paul is if I'm asked about him. He just brought him up.
I have a great
I
question.
wouldn't have brought him up, right? And he went out and lied and said that I said all this. It's the furthest thing from the truth. Do you think, with all the that I got going on and what we're doing, you think I'm thinking about Jake
No.
Paul?
No.
What Jake Paul and those guys do is completely different. And again, the kid's doing his thing. I'm not on him. And listen, if smaller, older guys want to fight him, then they're doing.
Jervin Tank Davis didn't seem interested in playing along with the usual media narrative when Jake Paul's name came up during a heated exchange. Instead, the conversation quickly shifted into a mix of confidence, tension, and sharp back and forth energy that showed just how personal these boxing debates can get at this level. And as the pressure builds around Jake Paul's future after serious injury talk, Tank makes it clear he's not buying into the hype or backing down from any challenge being thrown around. Here's what Tank said during the press conference of his canceled fight with Jake.
Absolutely no way he can beat a world champion and become world champion. But I will say he's improving a lot. He's dedicated to the sport. I don't know how good he is because he hasn't really faced a real fight. I don't believe you will ever get close to being a world-class fighter.
I believe that I would beat anybody on your roster that's under 10 fights. Anyone.
We can do that.
Any one of your fighters that has under 10 fights. Easy.
Okay.
So
cruiserweight? A cruiserweight?
Literally any weight.
Okay. So
any weight.
Any weight.
Any
anyone
weight.
under 10
Any
and
weight.
Perfect.
I will beat anybody on your roster.
I've got about 400 of them.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Let's run it.
Manny Pacquiao was asked directly about the growing fantasy around Jake Paul stepping in with legends like Mike Tyson, and he didn't hesitate with his response. While the question itself feeds into the hype-driven matchups boxing has been leaning toward lately, Manny kept his answer grounded in reality. And in just a few words, he made it clear that some names in boxing still belong on a completely different level of competition.
Hall of Famer to a YouTuber.
You say what?
You went to working with a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So now you're working with a YouTuber, right?
I mean,
You're forgetting to realize that I will be the first boxer and promoter ever in the Hall of Fame for multiple reasons, like at the youngest age. So you're actually a dumbass.
He for sure paid him to ask that question. For sure. He looked like he paid him.
And then Ryan Garcia didn't hold back when talking about Jake Paul's position in boxing. And his comments leaned heavily into doubt rather than respect for the hype. He pointed out how the perception around Jake often feels more protected by expectations than by proven experience inside a real fight. And when the conversation shifted toward danger and survival in the ring, Ryan made it clear he questions whether Jake has ever truly been tested under real pressure.
Would you fight a YouTuber, for instance, like Jake Paul?
no, I will not.
You don't want to do it?
I will not. I want to fight the best to add into my legacy. He's already a disadvantage for him to fight in boxing.
Because he just got in, started?
Yes.
Okay, you don't think he'll ever reach that professional level?
It's up to him. Maybe he will continue his career as a boxer, but boxing is not that easy to fight and
yeah, but if he called you out, you wouldn't be open to it?
I'm sorry?
Would you be open to it, to the fight?
Tommy Fury also became one of the biggest names people started bringing up again after Jake Paul's jaw surgery news exploded online. A lot of fans pointed out that Tommy was still one of the only real boxers Jake had faced. And it also happened to be the fight Jake ended up losing. Since then, critics have constantly used that result as proof that Jake struggles the moment he steps in against someone with actual boxing fundamentals, timing, and experience. And now, with retirement rumors suddenly entering the conversation, many people are revisiting that Tommy Fury loss and questioning whether it exposed limitations Jake was never able to fully fix afterward.
No matter what happens to him, he knows how to spin a narrative really well. If you watch how he handles anything that negative happens to him, him and Logan are good at that. They're definitely good at just going right after it.
Is this an exhibition or it's a pro fight?
It's a professional fight.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 rounds, 10-ounce gloves. It's a legit fight.
No, honestly, I think the only way he's gonna win if God really wants him to win.
No, that's bro.
I don't know any other way,
gunner.
bro. Like it's not gonna happen, bro. Like, cause the thing is, like, you've never fought a real heavyweight where they're really trying to hurt you. He's never even got hit yet, like in a real fight. He's never taken a real punch.
Oscar de la Hoya also reacted to the growing criticism surrounding Jake Paul, and he basically hinted that boxing fans are finally starting to separate entertainment from real competition. According to Oscar, there's a huge difference between creating viral moments and stepping into the ring with fighters who know how to break you down over multiple rounds. And after the jaw surgery news started spreading everywhere, a lot of people in boxing began questioning whether Jake Paul's run was built more on hype than actual long-term success inside the sport.
KSI couldn't lace Jake Paul's boots up. Jake Paul's trying to learn the game of boxing. He's dedicating himself. He's got the right trainers. He's got the good sparring partners. He's trying. This man here, he's just come off singing tour, and now he wants to be in the ring, and now he wants to be a boxer, and then 1 minute he's going to be a podcast person. This game don't work like that.
Anthony Joshua, who caused this injury to Jake, also weighed in on the conversation. And you could tell he wasn't completely buying into the hype surrounding Jake's boxing career. Joshua basically hinted that real boxing eventually exposes every weakness once fighters start facing dangerous opponents with serious experience and power.
To cruiserweight, hopefully everything turns out great. When he fights Tyson, who knows? But Jake Paul, hey, if you want to fight Zurdo right now, let's do it. And he will not.
And after the jaw surgery update started taking over social media, many fans began wondering if Jake Paul had finally reached the point where the risks of boxing were becoming very real for him.
I broke Jake's jaw.
His teeth look a bit removed as well.
Yeah, his teeth have come out of place. But credit to him, he done well, but I told him what was going to happen.
KSI also reacted to the growing backlash surrounding Jake Paul after the shocking jaw surgery rumors started spreading online. And considering their long history, fans immediately paid attention to everything he had to say. Over the years, KSI has constantly questioned whether Jake Paul's boxing success was built around carefully selected opponents rather than genuine high competition. According to KSI, there's a huge difference between creating viral events and surviving against dangerous fighters who can actually punish mistakes inside the ring. He also hinted that Jake spent a long time controlling the narrative around his career. But now people are beginning to look at his resume much more critically after the Tommy Fury loss and the latest health concerns. And with retirement speculation suddenly becoming part of the conversation, KSI believes the pressure around Jake has never been bigger. That's why many fans online are now wondering whether Jake Paul can truly recover both physically and mentally from everything happening around his boxing career right now.
Another jaw surgery. The screws and plates were coming loose because apparently I didn't rest for the past 2 months. What? This could be one of two things, because the next clip that we see...
I'm putting that for you. All that chrome in there, that's the hinge in the new teeth. Runs on tiny servos, super smooth, I can talk.
is clearly AI bullshit.
Is this the end of influencer boxing? Does Jake continue? You know, he's got I guess, looks like a particularly bad injury. Both sides of his jaw broken. Even if he intends to box, it's going to take a while. I had heard that Jake Paul and Andrew Tate was going to be rumored to be made eventually or soon. Well, that sort of throws that out the window. Tate got beat the next day. Not that you couldn't make Tate and Jake Paul if they both lost, because you could kind of look at it as a dust-off fight for both of them and make the fight against one another. But because of Jake's injury, you have this issue now where he's got to recover. And honestly, coming from broken jaw, or broken two sides of broken jaw, is even worse, because to test it out, it's, you're not just chewing food or talking. Your jaw has to heal enough to take impact, to spar, to be able to actually box and not just everyday life's usage of your jaw. I'm thinking, I personally wasn't crazy about Jake fighting anyway. It didn't really do nothing for me. And I guess I had said even before this fight, I just did not see him improving anymore. Like he had kind of stabilized where his boxing was going to wind up. And he was not getting better anymore. There was a little bit of time when he was getting better, but he was no longer improving. And honestly, for a guy with no amateur experience and just went right into the pros. You know, the level of opposition was also something that I had no problem with prior to the Joshua fight. The Joshua fight was always going to be a huge step up. You almost thought like it was a joke, like where there's got to be something that they're not telling me. He's going to fight Joshua. There's got to be something they're not saying. And a lot of people thought, oh, it's not going to be real and so on and so forth. But I tell people, Jake's fights are real. He usually just stacks the deck, but they're real. This time it was hard to deck stack because you got Anthony Joshua in there with you. So he put in a little bit of stipulations like that Joshua couldn't be over 245 pounds, which isn't a crazy stipulation, honestly. Joshua will make that weight. And even if, he had been under 245 at certain points in his career, so he ended up making that.
Meanwhile, the boxing world is buzzing with the noise surrounding Jake Paul's potential retirement. Experts are sharing their thoughts on it.
Just looks for super easy fights. And he fought a cab driver. I don't really care about him. I didn't even know he was fine. I didn't even know he was fine at the same time as me,
So, now the biggest question is whether Jake Paul can actually bounce back from all this criticism and the jaw surgery setback, or if this is the moment his boxing story finally starts falling apart.
The future of Jake Paul is in certain question after the Anthony Joshua fight. Meet with me is Mod, right? There are serious medical concerns that could prevent Jake Paul from returning to the game, not as a promoter.
Yeah, I'm getting some new scans here in a couple of days of the jaw. We'll see what my doctors say. Can I even fight again? That is definitely in the realm and possibilities of things. It does feel a lot better, but I definitely need to get cleared.
Wow, so that's on the table. Your fighting future is somewhat in doubt.
Yeah.
Jake Paul is saying, based on the scans and whatever shows up and appears on those scans, that could be a situation where he doesn't come back to the sport of boxing. Now, I want y'all to pay attention because this part, he says his doctor recommends or doesn't want him to actually fight.
Come up, but I'm not done. I can just feel it in my spirit, my soul, my heart that I have more fights left and unfinished business in my mind.
Okay. So he's saying he's not done in his heart, but listen to what his doctor said. Play the clip.
And injuries are a part of any sport. I think potentially this could be a good outcome. You could tear ACL and be out and keep on tearing it again. So it's just a part of any sport, and I definitely don't feel like I'm done and want to keep on fighting.
Is there anyone in your life, whether it's a doctor, family member, who's trying to say maybe enough is enough?
Yeah, definitely. My doctor, Arman, shout out to Arman, but he doesn't want me to fight again.
Wow. That's on Arman Tarukian, right?
He doesn't want me to.
Already having a jaw surgery after the Anthony Joshua fight puts in question the rest of his boxing career for me, because if you are having, I think, what do they say, 4 plates and 8 screws into your jaw after AJ separated it in their fight, how are you going to be able to recover? I know Jai Opetaia had a similar surgery. I'm not sure how many, plates and screws or whatever, but now you have a setback even from that, right? You now have some issues post your first surgery. Now you're getting a second surgery to revise the issues that you had with the first one. And he says it's because he didn't rest for 2 months. I mean, if we go through and look at his Instagram over the last couple of months here, this is from 1 day ago. He was in Milan, Italy, and this is just champ talk. So he obviously went out to see his girlfriend while she won her gold and silver medals. Now he is lifting her above his head. He's getting on his PJ. He's wearing the same outfit that he wore in this picture with the doctors.
Be able to actually box and not just everyday life's usage of your jaw. Like I said, to just chew and talk. So I don't know. That's why I was thinking, is this going to be the end of Jake? Because even if he comes back as a boxer, it'll probably could take a year, to be honest. Does he focus on his promotional company? I was thinking, the promotional company is probably one thing that I could always ride with. I never had criticism for it. Jake's promotional company MVP. I think he's doing a lot of good things with his fighters, taking care of them, which is personally what I like. If fighters earn their money, and they should be compensated for it the right way, and a lot of promoters don't do that. But Jake has signed a lot of good fighters and compensates them very well, giving them opportunity.
Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more boxing drama and fight breakdown.